Welcome to the life and times of Jean Martin Moye, or as we know him, John Martin Moye, 1730 to 1793. Jean Martin Moye lived in Europe during the 30 Years' War. Like all wars, it brought great unrest and contributed to the upheaval that led to the French Revolution in 1789. The map indicates the principal parishes evangelized by Jean Martin Moye, most in the Sauerbourg region. Jean Martin Moye was born in the village of Kutan in 1730. His parents, Jean Moye and Catherine de Mange, raised their children and lived there throughout their lives. Jean Martin entered the seminary in 1751 at the age of 21. Moye's family constellation shows 13 siblings, 5 who died at an early age, shown in gray. John Martin was 6th in age rank, and his brother priest Jean-Pierre was 11th, indicated by the red asterisk. His mother, Catherine, died in 1762. A sketch of the Moye home shows Moye's birthplace. His bedroom is still used as an oratory or a prayer room. The dining room table shown is now an altar used for Mass. Kutan is a small village that nestled in a rural countryside where Jean Moye and Catherine de Mange settled. Visitors take the country road that leads to Kutan. A roadside cross is situated at the entrance to the main road, as in many European villages. At the cross, Jean Martin often prayed with extended hands. He had a great devotion to the suffering Christ. The story is told of Moye being pelted with stones while in prayer by young troublemakers enjoying harassment. In 1993, the French sisters commemorated the bicentennial of Moye's death. A marker at the entrance to Kutan speaks of the remembrance. Shown with the marker are Sister Frances and a friend, members of the pilgrim group who visited in 1995. Today, Moye's home is a prayer center for visitors and retreatants. All who come find the place filled with memories of those who shaped our future. Today, the building has a school for children and also a daytime refuge for the elderly. Sister Marie-Paul Cisse, former Superior General at Saint-Jean-de-Bosel, served as a fascinating and historically informed guide for visitors. In the center of the village is the Church of Saint Martin of Tours, where Jean Martin was baptized at the baptismal font still in use, and where he prayed at this prayer bench. John Martin Moye was named Blessed by Pope Pius XII on November 21, 1954. Each of the 5 main branches of the Sisters of Providence presented a memorial to the church at Kutan for this event. The Texas Sisters of Divine Providence presented a mosaic window of Jean Martin Moye with Antoine Roulin and Jean Decker, priests who played prominent roles in the development of the schools. Jean Martin, a young man of 21, entered the seminary of Saint-Simon in Metz, a center of art and architecture. He completed his theological studies there and was ordained in March 1754. The Cathedral of Metz has a beautiful rose window showing the beauty of the art and architecture. A biographer of Jean Martin says this of him: "At the height of the century of enlightenment, Jean Martin rejected human wisdom in order to confide himself entirely to that which he discerned to be God's provident will. His parents taught him to pray. His young pastor guided him, as did the Jesuits of the universities of Pont-à-Mousson and Strasbourg. He continued his formation at the Seminary of Saint-Simon at Metz. He belonged to the great French school of mysticism." In the early years of his priesthood, Jean Martin saw the educational and spiritual poverty of the poor in the villages of the region. He dreamed of opening schools for instruction and learning to enrich the lives of the people. Soon he requested his friend Father Bertin, Vicar General of Metz, for approval to open schools. Bertin was cautious, but approved. Great things have small beginnings. Begin with little. Father Louis Jobal, pastor at St. Victor's, introduced Jean Martin to a young woman who worked at the cloth mills in Metz and lived in a third-floor apartment on Rue de la Clotière. She was prayerful and came to confession frequently. Moye had the opportunity to speak with and counsel her. In the process, she accepted his offer to get some training and open a school in Beffey. In January of 1762, Marguerite Lecomte, accompanied by Father John Martin Moye and Louis Jobal, went to the hamlet Beffey with only bare necessities. Marguerite was completely dependent on the people to sustain her. They assisted her with meager help, but she lived as the people did. Moye opened other schools in neighboring villages of Vichy and Saint-Hubert soon after. In the forest close to Vichy and Saint-Hubert was the medieval chapel of Our Lady of Rabas, built by Emperor Charlemagne around 800, where the early sisters often stopped to pray. There were many difficulties in the first schools due to poverty, misunderstanding, lack of preparation, and criticism. The Bishop of Metz became aware of these conditions and placed an interdict on Jean Martin Moye in 1764. No more schools were to be opened for the present. Moye was deeply disappointed when he was moved from Metz to Dieuze, a small village close to Sauerbourg. There God's providence led Moye to new opportunities. Important events took place in Dieuze. Moye met Marie Morel, an experienced teacher, who became an immediate friend and collaborator in training sisters and opening schools. By 1766, Moye was inspired to put into words the dream of his life. He formulated the project for the rural schools of the sisters called Sisters of Providence, and followed this with another document, the rules and instructions for the guidance of the sisters. There was tremendous growth and progress after that, due to supportive clergy and many new recruits to the training centers. Schools opened in many small hamlets. A number of novitiates were opened at the time of rapid growth. Seerstal was opened by Father Dominique Lacombe for the German-speaking recruits. Jean Martin Moye left Dieuze and went to Saint-Dié in the autumn of 1768 to work in the Diocese of Toul. There he met Father Antoine Roulin. The bishop requested him to be the director of the seminary. However, the bishop died unexpectedly, and that assignment never came to pass. Moye felt changes of direction inspired by Providence. He requested to enter the foreign missions and applied for a leave to go to China to be a missionary. He asked his trusted friend, Father Antoine Roulin, to be the executor of the schools in his absence and to be in charge of the schools. Roulin even opened a novitiate in his home. Jean Martin Moye spent the years 1772 to 1784 as a foreign missionary to Sichuan and other areas of China. The culture and diverse dialects were difficult to master. Moye experienced some breakthrough in that, after some resistance, Christianity was accepted and embraced. He founded the Chinese Christian Virgins, similar to the Sisters of Providence. Often Christianity went underground to evade persecution. Two of the Christian virgins who joined after Moye returned to France, Agatha Lin and Lucy Yi, died during the persecution and were declared saints by Pope John Paul II. Sauerbourg is the largest city in the area of Saint-Jean-de-Bassel and Kutan. Today it provides hotels, train connections, and other amenities. In the same area is a small rural hamlet, Saint-Jean-de-Bassel. John Martin Moye had no connections to this hamlet. In 1826, Lady Saurier sold this land to the Sisters of Providence. By the following year, 1827, the convent opened and became the center for the Sisters of Providence in the Alsace-Lorraine region. There they were trained, educated, and left for many parts of the world: France, Belgium, Germany, America, and eventually Asia, to serve in new missions. The convent complex consists of an administrative area, chapel, residence halls, classrooms, a normal school, retirement center, archives. Gardens, a storage barn, scenic woods, and walkways add to the environment. A large high school is. In the summer months, sisters returned for studies and retreats from many cities in Europe and foreign countries. A large group of sisters, over 100, work in Malaysia, and some return for study and retreat. In the hallway is a beautiful statue of Mary, venerated by the sisters. During the Nazi control of France, the sisters were notified they were to vacate the convent for the use of the soldiers. The time of departure was given. All were in great fear that they would be taken to a concentration camp. They prayed all night at this statue, packed up bare necessities, and reported to the station in the morning in great fear. But the train passed. They returned to the convent and waited for their summons, which never came. Was this a miracle? The sisters believed this was the hand of Providence taking care of them. Eventually, the convent was turned into a military hospital, and the sisters were mandated to be caretakers and nurses. The engraving of Our Lady of Providence in the convent chapel is special in that it portrays Mary caring for the sisters, with Fathers Roulin and Moye at the feet of Mary. Portia is another city where a large convent center developed. After the French Revolution came to an end, the survivors gathered in Portia in 1806 for a renewal. At this convent, a commemorative plaque of Marguerite Lecomte is displayed. She had served as teacher and missionary in Beauvais for more than 50 years before she retired. Portia houses the heritage memorabilia of items associated with Marguerite Lecomte and John Martin Moye. The convent chapel is a beautiful artistic place with exquisite mosaic windows. In 1791, Jean Martin Moye fled from Alsace-Lorraine and the French Revolution, along with the Bishop of Metz, Sister Rose Matin, and some seminarians from the Seminary of Saint-Simon in Metz. They went to Trier, Germany. While there, John Martin gave conferences, cared for the sick soldiers, and performed works of mercy. He became ill in 1793, and May 4th died of typhoid, which he had contracted from the soldiers. His burial site next to St. Laurent Church, along with others, has been converted into a parking area, and the graves are not identifiable. A plaque in the seminary courtyard at Trier commemorates Moye's death. John Martin Moye was beatified or named blessed in Rome by Pius XII, November 21st, 1954. A beautiful hanging was on display in Rome at the time of the ceremony. The congregations of Divine Providence are depicted on a congregational tree, showing the 5 independent branches and other groups that developed from them. Saint Jean de Bassel in France, Portia in France, San Antonio in Texas, Champion in Belgium, and Gap in France. Each setting provides historical, cultural, and social background and opportunities to witness the richness of the world community and visualize new ways to evangelize. Today, some 3,700 Sisters of Providence all over the world are committed to carrying out the legacy of John Martin Moye. Nothing is more important than the education of the young. The whole of life depends on youth.